Audio test 1 2 1 2. We are live. Welcome to the Jonathan Acuna podcast. It's after 8 p.m. We are just chilling on the live stream because I am trying to practice new skills every single day. So we're going to practice live streaming. Yesterday's episode was not bad. I was kind of impressed. I was like, yo, the audio came out great. We had some great visuals. If you haven't checked out yesterday's podcast, definitely listen to it. This show is only going to get crazier. And the number one thing I want to start talking about, because our show is about AI, about a podcast. Let me go to my history. When I woke up this morning, you see all the random YouTube videos that I watched, but this is the number one video I want to watch. If you don't know about Dave Shapiro, I hope I pronounced his name right, highly recommend his channel. Man, shout out to Dave. He's even got awesome fashion style. When I first started a year ago learning about, hey, what's this thing called AI? What's this thing called ChatGPT? Why is it important? I literally was stuck on a cruise ship and I had to pay extra for internet service because I was like, yo, I just heard about this AI thing. I know it's going to change the fucking world. We should cuss on this show. And I was like, there's very few channels that were talking about AI a year ago when it first came out. And David was one of the first ones that came out. It was putting out banger of videos trying to like help us navigate what is this whole AI trend and what does it mean and the impact and like the technology. So I am truly grateful for David and his channel for educating both the community and me on learning about AI. But what I really want to talk about is this video right here. I watched this today because I have to stay glued to YouTube on what's the latest trends. There's like 7 YouTube channels that I follow for the latest AI trends and stuff like that. Like, man, there are so many because it's like I'm gonna put the live chat. I don't think we're getting one tonight because there's no schedule as far as like this whole AI kind of thing, or at least I'm trying to just practice. For me personally, I'm practicing the discipline of podcasting every night after 8 p.m. at the end of my day because 1, I want to practice podcasting. 2, I want to build up my podcasting show because it's easier as far as like recording specific, either because you got 2 forms of content. You got mid-form, long-form content, which is what I have on my channel, and then I also have shorts, which is, oh my god, it literally erodes your attention span. So for someone who has ADHD, I can't have that. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about ADHD, since that's the topic. Let me bring up an ADHD book that I wrote. Yes, I wrote my first book. Is it published? No. Is it on Amazon? No. Was it written before ChatGPT? Yes, which is super funny. Let's see, publisher, and here it is. Let me bring this up right here. Here we go. This is the first book I've ever written because for me, I spent, wait, let's get to Dave and then I'll go into ADHD and technology and why that's technology and ADHD. We're going to tie it all together tonight in tonight's episode. We get raw and real. So this episode I really wanted to listen. He summed it up so well. So shout out to Dave. The concept of this video basically is that it is June 30th 2024. If you are playing with AI and ChatGPT, congratulations, you are part of the 1% bell curve. Crossing the Chasm. There's a great book. It's a marketing book. It's called Crossing the Chasm. I can barely pronounce that. Where basically this is the stage of early adopters in technology. Early adopters bell curve. Let's see if we find. Yeah. So ChatGPT and AI. Where we are right now. Here we go. I like this one. This is a good one right here. Let me enhance. Open up. Dan, people are like, John, how do you just move so fast? That's because I was born with a computer. Okay, cool. This is a really good one. I want to open this And let's work with this image right here. Okay, cool. Got all these pop-ups. This right here is what's called the technology adoption life cycle. On the left-hand side, it is a bell curve. And on the left-hand side, we have the 2.5%, the tech enthusiasts, the people that are innovators, that play with technology before it even becomes like super, like before anyone knows it about it. Like you have to be in a super special club and super nerdy. Shout out to my super nerds out there. I'm one of them. That you're playing with this new technology. You have to tinker. I remember, so I was playing around with 3D printers before 3D printers became mainstream, and I was tinkering with the technology, printing things and stuff, and then they got commercialized. Then big companies started coming out with their own 3D printers. So I've seen this technology adoption life cycle many times in my life across many different industries, 3D printing being one of them. ChatGPT, and I was like, I recognize this trend. I was like, I know this is early technology that's going on right now, and I was like, this is incredibly powerful. It's so early that there's no instruction manuals. You have to read forms, and you have to piece together your own parts in instruction manual to make the technology work. That's how new when some new technology comes out. So that's shout out to the early innovators. About a year and a half ago, that's when ChatGPT I first heard about. I will actually even show you on here my first book. Do I have it? Science book. Let's see, hold on. I have a book written in AI. Let's see, just give me one moment. I'm searching my Notion Second Brain database. Science. Oh, it's like, hold on. It's not scripts. It's not, we'll look at, there's keywords. Give me a moment. 2 seconds here. Is it under scripts? Scripts, books. Okay, well, how do you spell Cthulhu? Cthulhu, hold on, C-H-U-T-U. This will make sense in a minute. How do you spell Cthulhu? Cthulhu. There we go, Cthulhu. Okay, cool. Oh, if I search keywords, cruise. Okay, cool. I found it. So everything's in my second brain. My stories, here we go. I had to dig deep into my second brain in Notion, because shout out to Notion. These are 2 short stories. The second I heard about AI and the capabilities, I immediately started playing with it. And these are 2 books that I started writing April 14th, 2023, when it first was created. There was 2, that's for one, and the second one was created January 16th, Sacrifice of the Sea. I wanted to know what was possible with this technology. At that time, I was huge at that time, I got burnt out of like reading every personal development book and like business book. I read so many of them. I was so burnt out. So when I went on a family cruise, it was only, I don't do vacations that often, but when I went on a family cruise around that time, I was just hearing about ChatGPT. It was just the first thing on the news from a few YouTube channels I was watching, and I was like, "What is this ChatGPT thing?" So I played with it. After 20 minutes of playing with it, I was like, "Dear God, this is game changing. This is a superpower. This is as equivalent of a person learning how to code." Like once you learn how to code, it rewires your brain and it increases your productivity by 100x as far as what you're capable of. It's insane. So I wanted to write a book, and the first one, this was the first dabble, and I was like, let me write a book and illustrate it using AI. And so here I was like, look at the concepts, the music. Here's, you listen to the music and then I did the first draft. The story begins. I was doing micro tasks, which I teach in my AI ChatGPT course. So I was already breaking it down to smaller tasks because I was playing with the technology. I was like, no, it's not going to be able to pump out a whole chapter just based on my prompt. I was like, look, you got to break this thing down by chapter. You got to work it like a film director. You got to do a storyboard. You got to break it down. Just what's your concept? And then even like, listen to this. Chapter 1, the world was at crossroads. Scientific achievements had slowed to a crawl, and strange anomalies were plaguing the community. Almost has like a Three Body Problem vibe, doesn't it? It was as if something mysterious was preventing humanity from making major breakthroughs. But that all changed in an instant. It was a typical day. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. People were going about their lives unaware of the significance of this day. But without warning, a giant flash of light appeared in the sky. It was so bright that for a brief moment, people thought it was a second sun. At that time, SETI Institute captured a mysterious radio signal. The code was deciphered and a message was found inside. It simply said, "You are being watched." So straight off, you can see exactly I'm taking from the vibes of Three Body Problem, because that's what I was reading at that time. Because I was like, at that time, I was reading that book and I was like, this is dope. Can I push this to the next level? And can I, it was so crazy because I remember on the cruise, late at night, I would, you know how the video games where you would play the video game and it would choose your own adventure, or even some of you even remember books that you would read, and it would say, if you choose your path, and based off whatever path you go, path 1 would go to page 9, path 2 would go to page 13, path 3 would go to page 20, and you would work your way through, and that book became interactive. Many of you don't know that, but if you do, shout out to you. So here I was like, yo, I remember doing two things. One, creating prompts so that ChatGPT could write me a in real time scary science fiction short story. Plus, at the same time, I was listening to music like this, because if you ever read audio, or if you ever read late at night, I know that's such a dying thing that makes me so sad. Still read, please, dear God, don't lose the skill set of reading. Here's how you take your reading, any book, to the next level. You go to YouTube and you look for music scores. I literally have, so much so, under my playlist, we're going to get super nerdy. We're going diving deep into my brain. I'm showing you behind. I have you can see all the different playlists of hundreds of videos that I bookmark. I have one called audiobooks. No, it's audiobooks. There's one called, hold on, audiobooks, movies. There it is. Audiobooks, music/sleep. This is a YouTube playlist that I created. Ooh, shout out to Ludovico. I could barely pronounce his name. I apologize. This playlist of how many videos? 129 videos. I index everything. When you get meticulous about this, it gets crazy. These are playlists of movie scores that you could listen to. You could pause this and like add these to your own bookmarks. Like add these. These were phenomenal. 10 out of 10 movie scores that if you listen to any book, science fiction, personal. I like the science fiction more style with these. They're not the best for like personal development. It's a very bland kind of thing. But if you're reading any science fiction books or inspirational or stories, listen to these movie scores. Oh, this is such a good one. Star Wars Piano Collections, Anakin Sonata. This is the best score that oh my God. Wait. Is it? Yeah, this one. This is such a good emotion. This guy puts together, there's like 5-6 songs in here. Oh my God. And then you listen to this in the audio. It turns any book into an audiobook. It allows your imagination, without reading it, allows your imagination to movie score. So I remember when I was listening to Three Body Problem, I was reading it for the first time. No audiobook. I was literally reading it. And I would play this music in the background or even there's some scarier ones in here. Oh my. The scenes are so vivid. So then I'm playing with AI at that time, and I'm creating 2 short stories, playing with the technology, seeing what's possible. What are the limits with this? I've always wanted to write my own book, because I've written my own, what was it, fiction book, where it's like, most, is it fiction or nonfiction? I can't remember the difference, but this was my first book right here, and it's a full list of everything, every detail of how to manage ADHD without medication. These are all my notes that I stored in Notion for excuse me, for over 5 years. And then it's a full system of everything I wish I knew when I was diagnosed multiple times with ADHD. And that's why right here, assistive tools, these are the superpowers right here. Being able to use a digital knowledge management tool like Notion to clone my entire brain allowed me to make 6 figures in San Francisco. I don't mean the globe, but I would not be able to survive in a 6-figure high-performing job and outperform my peers in San Francisco working for billion-dollar startups if it wasn't for these skill sets. So this is a book. I don't charge for this book. I just give it away for free anytime I meet like a parent, or I meet anyone who has ADHD and they say they struggled with it. I was like, bro, read my book. It's only 36 pages, but it's the most important 36 pages you'll ever read. It was written before. I refuse to even allow AI to read this kind of thing, because this was written purely as my first book from the heart. There's nothing but compassion in this book, and I still love it, and I give it away for free. So take it a step farther. The second book is even more interesting, because whenever you're learning a new technology, I remember this was a great principle when I was teaching myself how to code. You go through what's called tutorial purgatory. What that means is that it's very difficult to get out of a routine of weeks, if not months, of just binging like tutorials, courses, books, articles, YouTube videos. You're just trying to consume thinking that you're missing something, or you're one idea away from figuring out this whatever new skill. Rather, the skill set is what I call project-based learning. And so in project-based learning, you set yourself a small challenge. And so when I first started playing with ChatGPT and these AI, there was no other AI tools. It was just ChatGPT and Jasper back in those days. And I was like, yo, I want a project. And I was stuck on a cruise entertaining myself, and I was like, can I write my own science fiction story using these AI tools? And then next level, can I illustrate it? Look at this. This was illustrated with Midjourney back in the day when they didn't have continuity between the images. So this was a second story called The Sacrifice in the Sea. I should really turn this into an audiobook. Do we have the full? Yeah. It was just a light overview of this. Such a great story. The story begins with the main characters boarding a luxury cruise ship, the SS Sea Serpent, in the Gulf of Mexico. They're excited for a week-long vacation filled with sun, fun, and relaxation. However, as the ship sets sails, strange occurrences begin to happen. Passengers report seeing strange figures in their cabins, and the crew members start acting oddly. As the ship begins its journey, the main character starts to notice that the crew is acting strange, and the ship is taking a different course than what they planned. As soon as they discover that the ship's captain and crew are part of a cult that believes in the myth of Cthulhu, and that the creature will rise again from the ocean in 7 days. Chapter 2. As the ship continues its journey, the main characters are plagued by strange dreams and visions. They begin to suspect that something is just not right. One night, as the ship set sail through the Gulf of Mexico, a giant creature rises from the ocean. It's Cthulhu, the ancient being of myth and legend. The creature wreaks havoc on the ship, causing it to tilt and toss wildly. Passengers are thrown overboard, and the ship is damaged beyond repair. The main characters are the only ones left on the ship trying to survive the creature's wrath. Chapter 3. The main characters must find a way to escape the ship before Cthulhu can destroy it completely. They will come up with a plan to escape in the lifeboat, but it's risky. They must navigate through the creature's tentacles and avoid its deadly gaze. As they launch the lifeboat, Cthulhu rises again and the ship is destroyed. But the main characters managed to escape, and they are the only survivors. As they reach the safety of the lifeboat, a rescue helicopter appears on the horizon. The helicopter safely rescues the main characters and takes them to shore. The story ends with the main characters being debriefed about their harrowing experience by the authorities. They were warned not to speak about their encounters with Cthulhu, but the main characters know that they must warn the world about the ancient creature's return and its impending doom. They vow to make sure that everyone knows about Cthulhu's coming and that they must prepare for 7 days of chaos and destruction. And here's our main characters boarding the boat. And then here's, as they boarded the boat, they couldn't help but feel. So I was trying to animate. Here I'm trying to like break down, like, how do you turn a book into a storyboard and trying to animate continuity. I mean, even look at the fingers back in the day. Like, the fingers were not the best back in the day. But as long as you were good with prompt engineering and you knew the styles and everything, you can get this theme. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This was Midjourney back in the day in January. Oh, this was dope because you could take images from that were copyrighted, and you can, because like, it's one thing to like render images from scratch using image generation, which is kind of funny. It was today's lesson about in ChatGPT, which I'll get to next. Sometimes it's very hard to do a prompt to get the image that you want, especially if you're a director, like what I was trying to do, especially the angle, the zoom in, the style, what I was looking for. So I would find images online, and then they were copyrighted. They would have this huge like copyright, like I forgot the name of the service, whatever. And I was like, yo, I like that picture. That's perfect. It's copyrighted. Dope. Copy that, the URL, feed it into the image generator in Midjourney, and then I would say, make me a duplicate like this in the style of XYZ, and it would create this image. And I was like, interesting. Oh, the ship captain. Trying to do this scene was so hard. I remember doing like 4 different versions. Look, the dude has 4 fingers. This is so crazy back in the day. I love this shot. I had this shot in my imagination, and it was so hard to try and get this shot just right with the same style of the ship, and then Cthulhu down below, and then our main characters. You had to do stuff like, this is the only time like you see the characters, because you couldn't do continuity back then. It was so hard to take this picture of them and do. So that's why you can see, for example, like in the first shot, you don't see their face. So you have to get creative with knowing the limitations of what the tools can and cannot do, and they can't do continuity that well, at least back in the day. And then here you can see Cthulhu, 7 days of just pure chaos when he arises. And then them standing in front. Oh, and then the rise of Cthulhu over the boat. Look at that shot. That's why, so if you guys don't know, I mean, my college degree is in line design and lighting design for concerts and theaters. So I do have a theater degree. I do have a filmmaking background. I did run my own video production small business where I did content and short films and movies, not short films and movies, but short commercials for small brands. There's no small brands. It was just small businesses at the end of the day. So I knew the style. I knew how to direct. Look at that shot. That was so beautiful. Look at this shot and the continuity. There's like multiple revisions. I probably still have my account, but there was like 10 revisions to try and get to from one continuity to the next to try and get a coherent storyboard. Even something like this. Look at this. Look at this. That's amazing. Amazing. And to get the same style of the characters was even harder. Oh my god. And there's Cthulhu. This should have been the cover of the movie. Oh my god. And then the aftermath, the final battle, blah blah blah. Do you have more? These are some of the other shots. Yeah, scrap notes. So this was, again, a book short story I wrote and animated in January 16th, 2023. You can see at 9:21 p.m. Like, I was playing with these AI tools to create your own short stories and then to animate them. And it was incredibly powerful. Funny enough, today's lesson in my ChatGPT course was actually on image generation. So this is a 30-minute. Oh no, this is the unedited one. The edited version is 20 minutes. Each of my lessons are about 20 minutes. That's the max. So it's a 20-minute lesson on image generation. We go through system limitations, business examples, image prompting structure, image modifiers, modifying images, all using ChatGPT. We haven't even got to Midjourney yet in the course, which is crazy. The goal, eventually we'll get to Midjourney, which is wild. But that is what's possible with these AI tools. It's like you can create your own short stories and then animate them, which is incredibly powerful. There's literally no excuse for anything if you want to turn any idea into reality. So back to our crossing the chasm image. There we go. Cool. So we're right here. As of today, January 30th, 2024, we are still in this stage right here where most people who have heard about ChatGPT and have played or dabbled with it, congratulations, you are part of the 2.5% of people that are early adopters within the first year, year and a half, give or take 2 years. It's going to take another 6 years, 7 total, for this technology, ChatGPT, AI, all these new tools, to eventually get adopted by the masses. So when your taxi driver or your accountant starts talking about he wrote a book using ChatGPT and AI and it's published on Amazon, we're probably going to be around the early majority then. And then you get the late stage, the laggards, the people that just don't want to buy a smartphone or they don't want to buy a Mac, for example. I'm not making fun of you, those types of people, but there's the laggards, the people on the back end, the ones that are too skeptic. The ones that are like, nah, ChatGPT isn't anything great, or I've heard about it, but I can't use it in my daily life or job. Congratulations, those people won't have a job. That's the scarier part of it, is those people who do not adopt these AI tools will no longer be able to participate in the AI economy. And I don't say that to scare a lot of people, but look, that's the reality of it, what it is right now. When I give my lecture every week, if you guys aren't joining my live lecture, I don't know how long I'll be having it, especially by the time you listen to this. Look at how many people. It's so early. New York is the biggest crew that they have been growing super, like a lot of people every week join. I get about 40 members that want to join the New York AI club. San Francisco's lagging, it's a little slower. And then LA is the slowest. And I get it. LA is not exactly the tech hub of the world, but you would think even San Francisco is outperforming, but they're not. It's super interesting. Anyways, this is a free workshop that I give Monday through Thursday and every Saturday, but I may just limit it to every Saturday. We'll see. But in this webinar, we talk about all the different AI tools. We talk about why you need to have AI skills. And AI skills doesn't mean just being comfortable with playing with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just the introduction. There are, in my lecture I give, and you've seen it in the previous one, there are 19 top AI tools across different domains, from image generation to researching content creation to creating custom GPTs to, oh my gosh, to coding, to writing, to copywriting, to marketing, to all. There's now we're going to see over the next couple of years more specialized AI tools come out. And so the reason why I wanted to highlight this in the show, David, for example, he did this video today saying that, look, if you're just playing with these tools and you're like, it's only been like a year and a half, give or take, like, look, congratulations, you are part of the 1% of the early adopters from crossing the chasm. You are just at the early stages. We still have another 6 years before the rest of the masses get on board with it. Like they will it's mandatory. It's equivalent to, like, if you want to make money in today's age, you have to be online. I get a lot of business owners that come to my business coaching session, my business coaching mastermind, and they're like, I don't want to create content. And I go, that's great. I don't want to do paid ads. Okay, that's great. How are your sales within the last year? And they're like, stagnant, if not declining. And then I go, how do you get more sales? How do you get more leads? And they're like, referrals. And I go, how many referrals do you get? Oh, 4 to 10. And it fluctuates. I go, man, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Bless me. I go, man, that's unfortunate because you are leaving so much money on the table. And I'm going to use this as an example. What's this? All-inclusive barbershop. I used to have a digital marketing agency, All-Inclusive Barbershop. Shout out to Kevin. Came to me with his website and his funnel and wasn't doing paid ads, didn't have a front-end offer, didn't have a CRM, didn't have a sales process, and was happy with his 10 to 20 leads a month that he was getting, saying, how do I grow my business? I go, 1, you need paid ads. 2, you need a front-end offer. 3, you need a funnel. 4, you need a CRM. 5, you need a sales process. 6, you need a, we'll call them closer or person to appointment setter, basically. And I was like, with those 6 elements, as within 30 days that we implemented those 6 elements, he went from 10 leads a month to 300 leads a month. Think about that. 10 leads a month to 300 leads a month. If your business isn't growing, it's because you are the bottleneck and you didn't. There's a lot. I get it. There's a lot to learn in marketing. I actually teach a masterclass of marketing on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a marketing masterclass that I highly recommend. There's a lot of funnel hacking ones. You'll see Kevin's funnel in here, learn digital marketing in 5 minutes. There's one here, but I would recommend starting with probably this. Actually, this one's really good. This digital marketing masterclass, how to generate leads. So sad that there's only 800 views for this, but this video is like my masterclass on how to all the elements that you need, how to do sales, how to do the marketing, what's the funnel, what's the difference, what's the value stack, what's a front end offer, what's a low ticket offer, what's a high ticket offer, what are website versus funnels, what are VSLs, what are what's email marketing, what are some VSL examples, what are the 5 elements to the profit flow system that I created, for example. Like, these are all the things you needed back in the day, because I say so, because this will date itself. It's like, because this is old already. Now it's this plus AI. Now we're using AI to implement each of these pieces, which already is a 10x improvement, and that's insane. Insane in the membrane. So we're in the early stages of AI adoption, AI becoming mainstream. People using AI to write their books, to improve their business, to do their marketing, to do their sales, to help become a business coach. people are dicking around with it, using AI as a best friend or a significant other. That's the worst. That's gonna be scary. You know the movie Her? Like, that's already possible. This is already possible with AI. As soon as OpenAI figures their shit out and finally deploys the voice one. But there's other ones. There's like today, like one of the, I think it's called Character AI. Yeah, Character AI. You can literally call in and talk with an AI character, whether it be Spider-Man, whether it be a specific character. Like, this is wild. You want to call in and talk to Batman? Sure, that's great. But that is not the best use of this AI and technology. Like, it has so much more capabilities, potential, skill set. So we're early. If you're listening to this podcast, that's why I'm patient. I play the patient game. You're early. And so for the ones that are early, that's why, yeah, let's do this. There we go. I'm finishing also the free course. Well, the free course is already live. It's about a 30-minute webinar. But what I was working on today, you can see here, this is the full course that I'm actually working on. And it's interesting recording a whole new course using a new workflow, a new process. It takes me on average an hour and a half to complete one lesson. And with one lesson, that's script research, script, write the scripts, create the slides, create the examples, record it, and edit it. So those 6 steps, it takes about an hour and a half. So I'm trying to improve my workflow, which is very interesting, using AI and trying to optimize that. I even have a custom GPT that helps me write the scripts. That's crazy. That's advanced. This video is going to age well. But it's just crazy. So that's why I'm saying, like, look, I'm happy to do these podcasts to practice, to learn the new skills, because AI is just going to get bigger. It's just going to get better. It's just going to become more mandatory that people are going to learn and join and share. So that's why I wanted to share on this episode. Yeah, we're about 40 minutes. That's about a good podcast right there. Man, I didn't think we would bring out short stories that I wrote. Let me know if you guys want me to animate these. I probably will turn these into short films. With what's possible now, you could turn these into short films. Like, that's the crazy thing, is you could turn this into a short film. I had a guy last week, I mentioned it on the previous podcast, but he was like, hey, I wrote a book, but I don't want to publish it because no one's going to read it. No one reads anymore, which is super unfortunate. And he goes, how do I turn it into a movie trailer using AI? And I was like, bro, you came to the right place. And I gave him a tech stack of 7 tools that will allow him to storyboard, script, and create a short mini film, all completely using AI. I mean, if you want to get nerdy about it, one of the tech things, or one of the tools, is called Runway. This is pretty much using text to video, basically. It's still early. Look at this. What? Look at these examples. Look at what? This is completely AI generated. Completely text to video AI generation. So if you ever wanted to animate and create your own short story, that's not a GoPro. That's AI. Isn't that insane? There's some commercials. If you want to talk today, Toys R Us AI commercial. Yeah, I know. People are like, just 2024, John. I thought Toys R Us went out of business. Well, not really. But this is interesting because they use Sora, an AI generated ad by Toys R Us has been panned for including a litany of implausibilities. So they use Sora, AI, which is, I mean, it's super weird. It's a mixture of like AI and a lot of animation. It's not all AI. The advert depicts a young Charles, da 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 da. That's AI generated. Like, they did pretty good with it, which is wild. It's about a 50-second commercial. It came out 3 days ago. But this whole thing, look, this TV ad, the first to be created using OpenAI's text-to-video tool, Sora. So for those of you who don't know, since this show's about education, Sora AI. This is OpenAI text-to-speech tool, but it's not available to the public yet. And even if you play with the prompts, it's not the best yet. Or at least, like, they screwed up. See, OpenAI does this thing where they do a lot of promotions, a lot of marketing video to get attention, and then they don't deploy the actual tool for commercialization for average people, for people to use, until months later, and they leave that gap for other AI tools to come in and fill the market before they do. So they lose market share. They pretty much do the marketing and then drop the ball. Like, say for example, not like Claude, where Claude just says, hey, by the way, here's a press release. We just released the best, fastest AI model as of June. This was last week. So I'm not going to say June 30th. This was like a week ago. And then they're like, hey, by the way, we just added custom GPTs, the ability in projects, which is wild. That was a week later. And they're like, yeah, it's already ready. You can start using it today. So it's interesting how different companies promote their AI tools, because it's an arms race. It's literally an AI arms race. And it's going to be eventually a winner takes all kind of thing. If you guys really want to see some really funny things, there's the C3PO rap video AI. This is a really good video made by this guy, Drop Music. The music video niche on YouTube has been like super innovative as far as, look at this. Look at that. Create an AI music video. It's kind of funny. Even so, they synthetically create the voice or the script, then the voice. They use another one called Hello. No. It's 11 Labs AI voice. So they use 11 Labs text to speech generator, which means you paste some text and you could generate any voice. You could even synthesize your own voice, which is super creepy, super scary. I think there's another one called, let me see, Synesthesia AI voice. Synesthesia. This is another one. I think this is the one that will synthetically recreate your voice. If you, excuse me, don't quote on it. Don't quote me on this. I'm not gonna play it. Look at these tools. They're super affordable, $29.89. But it's starting to get expensive. When you think your subscription services are expensive, and you got Netflix and Hulu and all of those, and you're like, man, it's getting expensive. All these all these video things that you're not watching, it's getting more expensive with these AI tools, because no one tool does it all. No one tool does more than two specific tasks perfectly. So the workflow is basically, it's what I'm seeing is between 5 to 7 AI tools. Let's see. Let me show you this documents. Let me show you this thing. So HubSpot came out with a report. Here we go. And they looked at a bunch of startups at their marketing. Here we go. This is a great report. You guys are cutting edge if you're listening to this podcast. Please, for the stuff I'm sharing, please, let's take a moment. Let's feed the algorithm. Remember, every episode we got to feed the algorithm, guys. Let's let's comment again, and then subscribe, please, so that we could get this channel growing and share with more people so they can learn about this, spread awareness. Anyways, HubSpot did this AI report. So they analyzed a bunch of startups, and they said, hey, teams in your startup, marketing team, sales team, customer service team, what AI tools, plural, are you using to get your job done? Are you just using ChatGPT and that's the be all, end all? Or is your one member team and marketing department trained on 7 different AI tools and they are getting the output of 4 to 5 employees? This is a great report, but the main slide is right here. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So we have 4 departments: sales, marketing, data and operations, customer experience / success. And they said, what tools are you using? Let's see. How many? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in your sales department, or let's do marketing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you think you're fancy with just using ChatGPT mediocrely. Honestly, you're not even, you didn't take my course, so I know you're not using ChatGPT to its full potential. But you're competing against a startup that each employee in the marketing department is trained using 10 AI tools. Let's look at them. ChatGPT, of course. HubSpot, yeah, everything's for CRM and stuff like that. Copilot for coding. Jasper for copywriting. Grammarly for writing assistant. Second Brain for building a custom internal GPT. Super powerful. ClickUp, task and project management across the whole business. Lumen 5, I think Lumen 5 is for video. It's the same thing as like Runway. It's like a text to video. Yeah. Our online AI video creator revolutionizes the way you create videos at the end of the day. Otter. I've been using Otter. Same thing since ChatGPT came out. And if you guys don't know, Otter is an AI tool that will instantly transcribe your meeting notes or videos from speech to text. So you're in a meeting and you're like, man, I can't keep up with what's going on in the meeting. There's like 7 people in the meeting and they're all talking at the same time. I can't write that fast. And then trying to summarize, hey, what was said at that meeting a month ago or a week ago? Well, so this will transcribe all the voice meeting notes to text. And then you pop that in ChatGPT and you can get summary, executive summary and all that. You can get separated by who said what during it. You can also get some AI insights into it. It's super handy. It's worth it for the people that are like, how much is it? Like $9 a month if you pay for the yearly. I'm on the yearly. I got to renew. So that's Otter. And then Tome, if you guys don't know, Tome is for presentation slides. Tome AI, make presentation slide decks similar to Canva, but with AI. That's what you're competing against. This came out, I forgot when, but recently. Like, you're competing against a business where every employee is trained on 10 AI tools? Are you kidding me? That means each employee could output the output of 5 employees. Think of that cost saving. How much are you spending, as for all the managers and business owners that are on this podcast? How much are you spending in salary for one employee? And imagine if one employee can do the output of 5 employees. That's what they mean when they say teams are going to get leaner and be able to produce more and they're going to take more market share. It's like it's going to be a winner take all. You will not be able, you as a business, that's what you're competing against. Like, if you think you're just dabbling with ChatGPT and you're going to keep your job or grow your business, that's what you're competing against. Isn't that scary? These people will outperform you effortlessly. It's crazy. It's scary. But I do that to shock you because you need to wake up. Well, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, you're listening to this podcast, so you are part of the 2%. Congratulations. It's early. Take your time. We still have another 6 years before this tech evolves, gets more mature, and then the awareness of the whole, how many people are on the planet? Let's see. Oh man, it's at 7 billion. So only 2% of 7.9 billion people know about AI and ChatGPT. Congratulations. So by you listening to this podcast, you are ahead of the curve in AI technology. It's wild. Crazy, huh? So I'm going to end it there. I did about 49 minutes right on time. That's pretty good. We talked about AI, writing books, so much tools, text to video, music videos. This is available. This came out 2 months ago, which is wild. What would take a movie production team, hundreds of people, and close to $1 million to make a music video? This person just shit it out with a couple AI tools that cost maybe $30 a month. Isn't that crazy? This would, like, you can create a Star Wars quality movie in your bedroom as a kid using what, $100 a month worth of subscription, even less, to specific AI tools for your workflow to create AI video. Like, that's powerful. That's the game now. That's why Tyler Perry, if you look at this, Tyler Perry thinks AI can create movies almost as well as he can and is worried about Hollywood's future. The potential of AI convinced Tyler Perry to halt an $800 million expansion of his studio and said, "Nah, bro, I'm going to save that $800 million because I'll just wait till Sora comes out and I could produce a movie and special effects for a fraction, pennies on the $1,000. Then that's the world we live in. This came out, because I want to date this time stuff. This came out in February 2024. Isn't that crazy? That's the potential of this technology. So, one, you have to be learning AI tools. Link down below for the free ChatGPT course. Sign up. You learn crash course about ChatGPT to get started. Then you'll get access to the AI Mastery membership group where I teach you many other business AI tools, not just ChatGPT. We're doing Claude, Perplexity, Notion, and so much more. We're just getting started. Super excited. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. This episode is sponsored by Simple Tech Skills, my business, where we teach you the tech skills, the AI skills, so that you can grow that business, so that you could keep your job, so that you could get that promotion. And welcome to the 1%. I'll see you in the next episode tomorrow. Bye.